Welcome back to the MakeForms tutorial series. In this video, we'll explore the input field. The input field is one of the most flexible fields in MakeForms. It's designed to collect plain text from your users, such as IDs, a promo code, or any custom text-based input. To begin, add an input field to your form. Start by giving it a clear, meaningful label, something like Enter Employee ID. Once the field is added and labeled, you can move into the basic settings. At the top of the settings panel, you'll find the required field toggle. Enabling this ensures the user must enter a valid value before submitting the form. If they leave it blank, the form displays an error. The Placeholder Text box lets you add a short hint inside the field to guide users before they start typing. For example, enter employee ID or enter project code. Below that, you'll find the helper text toggle. Turning this on lets you add a short supporting message, such as used for internal records only. You can choose how it appears under placement, either as an info icon that reveals the helper message on hover, or as text displayed directly beneath the field for clearer guidance. Below the basic settings, you'll see the validation dropdown, which controls what type of input the field will accept. You can keep it simple with alphabets, numeric, or alphanumeric. If you need a strict format, switch to custom pattern and add your own Regex validation. For example, if you want users to enter a code like AB-123, you can use the Regex. If the user enters anything that doesn't follow this structure, the field will show the error message you provided. The maximum length setting lets you define exactly how many characters the user is allowed to type. If the field is required, you'll also see the option to mark it as a unique field. Turning this on ensures no two users can submit the same value. For example, if you're collecting employee codes or unique identifiers, the system checks each submission and prevents duplicates. Now let's move to the advanced settings, which give you additional control over how the input field behaves. Repeat this field allows users to add multiple text entries inside the same form. When enabled, an Add More button appears below the field, letting the user enter as many entries as allowed by your configuration. If the text input contains confidential or personal information, you can enable mark as sensitive data. Only team members with the right permissions will be able to view it. The default value option lets you pre-fill the input field with text that appears automatically when the form loads. The user can keep it or replace it unless the field is disabled. Enabling Disable Field makes the input non-editable. The user can see the value but cannot change it. This is ideal for showing fixed values such as auto-filled IDs, pre-selected codes. Turning on Hidden Field removes the field from the visible form entirely. Even though the user can't see it, any default or auto-filled value still gets submitted with the form. The Fill from Query Parameter option allows the input field to automatically populate using a value passed through the form URL. For example, if your key is employee ID and then you open the form with employee ID equals AB-678, the input field will instantly fill with AB-678. Now the prefix appears at the beginning of the input, which is useful when part of the value is always the same. For example, if all employee IDs in your system start with EMP, you can set EMP as the prefix. When the form loads, users see the prefix already in place and only need to enter the remaining part of the ID. A postfix appears at the end of the input and is used to add context to the value being entered. For example, when asking, "What is your notice period?" you can add days as a postfix, so users clearly understand what value to enter without needing any additional explanation elsewhere in the form. And that covers everything you need to know about the input field in MakeForms. See you in the next video.